episode 6 of Am I Going to Get Canceled for This? The pod where we keep it 100% of the time. If this is your first time here, welcome. You're gonna fucking love it. We are checking ID at the door because this pod is for the grown and sexy, our 18 and up crowd. So this is the point to go send your kids on an impossible mission to find something that doesn't exist. And let's get this show on the road. I'm your host, Gwen.
And I'm your host, Lin.
We're going straight into our ear hustling segment where we're giving y'all the 411 on the dating 5-0. That's right. We kind of have this ear hustling segment a little bit more geared to relationships. Okay. So we're going to be talking almost all things relationships. And the first thing that's up on the chopping block today is first date etiquette.
Oh, I'm excited about this one. So first date etiquette. I love the headline too. Just because you buy me food does not mean you are entitled to fuck.
Oh,
that's deep.
That should go without saying, but maybe for some of y'all, not so much.
Not so much. I know we've seen the social videos where they're like, oh my God, are you going to give me some? I just bought you an Outback Steakhouse meal. Why are you selling your pussy for an Outback Steakhouse meal, for one?
Why are you going to Outback Steakhouse for two?
Right. Is this another Jonathan Majors Making Good situation where they're going to Red Lobster?
I don't know. I didn't hear anyone rap about that or sing about that in a song. So I'm not quite sure why you're there. But if you are, I think it's so interesting that people can even think that because they take you out someplace, they owe you something, especially for something as basic as a meal. Mm-hmm. Now, when you start doing things like fly out season, that might be a different situation. Okay. True. Someone pays for that tickets, if you're going across the country or even abroad. Okay. Now, perhaps that's something that you're going to have to put out for. But Outback Steakhouse, nah, fam. TGI Fridays, no thank you.
Wait, I'll put out for a Jack Daniels Tower.
You heard it here, folks, y'all. You heard it here first.
Yes, if you give me a Jack Daniels Tower, I will most certainly.
Jesus, Lynn. Get it together. Get the fuck together.
Come on, that's 6 layers of food. That's a different story. You get wings, you get mozzarella sticks, you get potatoes.
After 6 layers of food, I don't want to fuck you. I guarantee. I don't want nothing that's up in them guts after you just had 6 layers. Is that how you described it? 6 layers of food?
It's a Jack Daniels Tower, and it's all
American layers?
Yes. Jack Daniels Towers are like, that's the bread and butter of life. If you buy that for me, watch, I'm going to get coupons for Jack Daniels Tower in our Instagram.
I hope so.
Send them. Please send them. I will not fuck though. I will bring my husband though, but just do feel free to send me a Jack Daniels Tower coupon from Fridays. I would love that.
Oh my God. So one of my things that I feel like is first date etiquette, I feel like whoever asks to go out needs to pay for the date.
Agreed. 100%. Yeah.
If the lady's asking, even if the lady's asking, I am not of the age where I expect a man to pay for every meal, but I do think whoever's asking should definitely offer to pay.
Right.
You guys can try to do that fake, oh no, I'll get it. Go back and forth. We've all seen that been done before.
Grabbing in the purse.
Whoever asked, I think is appropriate for them to pay. I think that makes sense to me.
I agree. And you know what? One thing I also want to say about like the first date etiquette that kind of bothers me that women if you don't know the difference between $100 steak and a $20 steak, do not ask to go to like places like Nurserat or, Ruth Chris. That's my thing. I don't like that shit. Like when girls are like, oh, I want this. Like, I'm sorry, sweetheart. Do you know the difference between a Chateaubriand filet mignon and a regular T-bone? You do not? Okay. So there's no reason you're asking.
This bougie ass bitch.
You don't need to be in Chispaca, sweetheart. Okay. Michelin star restaurants and you have no idea. You know what I mean? That like kind of perturbs me Because I've
That's
seen a lot of
definitely a
videos.
thing where we've seen like a lot on socials where people are complaining about women or could maybe even be men as well that are out
Right.
here just ordering outside of their wallet. If you can't afford to pay for it, don't expect that man to pay for it unless he
Thank you.
said he wanted to take you out on the town and do something extra special nice. But don't be out here acting crazy where he's going to have to share off your plate because we can't afford the bill after this.
Oh my God. And what if their card gets declined like that? Like, what do you do in that situation? See, you guys, I'm helping you out. If your card gets declined, we're about to figure it out for you.
Oh
What do
my
you do?
goodness, no. I'm going to the bathroom and I'm not coming back. I'm grabbing my purse, my jacket. I'm heading to the restroom and I won't be back. Au
Okay.
revoir.
He calls me bougie. See, at least I would help you figure it out. Don't expect me to
Oh,
pay, but
I
I'll help
mean,
you.
like dead ass. I'll be like, damn. Like I would probably be like, okay, I'll have something to tell the girlies later.
Oh
But
shit.
I would probably just be like, oh, don't worry about it. I got it. Now,
And
if
you would
my
never call
card
him.
got to if my card got declined, then au revoir. I'm off to the powder room. Oh gosh.
And then are you gonna jump out the window or no?
No, I'm just gonna sneak the fuck out. I'm gonna go really quick. Send some kind of distraction or aversion, and I will be out. I will call that Uber. I will get my
Shit.
keys ready. I'll be out. I'll be out. You won't see me again.
But it's kind of hard for us, especially with our hair right now, since we're braided up. We cannot sneak out of any fucking place without them be like, hey, have you seen my braided up date? Oh yeah, she just snuck out the room laughing. That would be my scenario.
Keyword, she just snuck out. She just snuck out.
That's
Now,
horrible.
the next thing that I wanted to bring up on this one, and we were talking about this in the intro of the topic, is just because you buy me food doesn't mean that we're going to fuck.
Right.
But here's the thing. I think that it's up to you if you're deciding on when you want to give up the goods or not, right?
Mhm.
So it depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for a booty call, if you're looking for a fling, maybe the first date night is appropriate for that.
Right.
But if you are looking for something that's more long term, if you're looking to try and lock something down, if you're looking for a husband in the future and hoping that this person is going to be it, I don't recommend fucking on the first date. I do not. I feel like I align with Steve Harvey and
Oh,
that
God.
book that he wrote where you got to string these men along, because I do feel like, at least for these heterosexual relationships with men and women, and even can go like either way. Like after having sex with someone, it kind of just, you lose a little bit of that mystery, you lose
Mhm.
a little bit of that interest. And especially I think if it's happening on the first date, then, if you're doing it for me, then you're probably doing it for somebody else. And I just kind of feel like there's more interest and more mystery and kind of keeping them coming back for more, Can't give it all up on the first date. Lynn is looking at me like I'm crazy, so I'm assuming you disagree. Here I
gave
am.
it up. I gave it up for a Jack Daniels Tower and a haunted house. So I can't. Fellas, ladies, don't listen to me or listen to me. I don't know.
Back to that tower.
Yeah, I'm the type of person though also that if I'm feeling it, I'm gonna do it. If I'm not, then I'm not. So I think that also needs to, like, you know what I mean? If you're feeling that vibe with someone and you're like, you know what, whatever, let's just do it, then do it.
Yeah,
Then do
sure.
it. Yeah. I mean, but it can backfire. Like if you really like a guy, look at what Carrie Bradshaw went through. She fucked big on the first date and she got strung along for like 10 plus years. So,
My goodness.
or you could also be like me, married after you fuck after a haunted house. It depends on your choice.
Don't forget the Jack Daniels Tower.
And my Jack Daniels Tower, baby.
Yeah, I feel like I was opposite. So my husband and we played the long game, and girl,
Oh.
he was strapped in. He was with it the whole time and it worked out for me. So, I mean, we're on both sides of the spectrum here. So there's obviously no wrong way to approach the situation. But I
Right.
feel like what's most important is to make sure that you know what you want going into a situation. So if you're just looking to have fun, have fun. But if you're looking for something a little bit more serious, if you're looking for a little bit more commitment, approach it as such. And I feel like you'll be more likely to warrant the kind of outcome that you're looking for.
Yeah, a different response. Yeah, I think it also, like you said, it does definitely play with who you're interacting with at that time. You know what I mean? Because you have some like guys that will play it cool for 3 dates and then be like, you know what, I'm ghosting this bitch. she didn't give me anything. And then you also have guys who are like, I'm looking for wifey. So it really does depend how you want to like play it.
And I think with men, you know, women who are dating men, the age, you have to get them at the right age, I feel.
What do you feel is the right age?
Somewhere in your 30s. I don't like, for someone who's like really wanting to like settle down.
Yeah.
Maybe like somewhere in your 30s.
We're
if you can
far from
find
that. We don't.
Yeah. But I feel like someplace in your 30s, I feel like a guy mid 30s, a guy's getting serious and thinking about the possibility of settling down. Before that, I feel like you got to trap a man to get him.
Yeah.
To get him to stay put. Like he's not checking for that. That's not the life he wants to lead. And you're going to have to trap that man to get him to stay at home.
But see, that's the headache. That's why it's like fucking go. You know what I mean? Like get what you want and go. And then catch up with him in 10 to 15 years when he's decided he's ready to be, you know, a man, like to, you know, have his grounding planted firm. Has a 401k. And, you know, we stress that a lot on this pod, have a 401k, a mortgage, a car.
Yeah. Make sure that stock portfolio is diverse. Okay.
Extremely.
We'll talk about some assets here, making sure that, you know, it's coming to the table. And this goes vice versa for dudes that you're looking for women that you're looking for. Like, have your shit together. Don't just come to the table empty handed and expect that someone's going to want, like, you got a cute face and a slim waist, and that's all that you're bringing to the table. Get your shit together. And then you might find success a little bit easier.
But like, don't let these like Instagram girls either fool you too, or like Instagram guys. Like guys do want women with their own like that. And I think that has been flushed out so much is that we're seeing, you know, thinking women just have to be one thing, thinking men have to be one thing. I think if I've always learned 1 + 1 = 2. So if I'm bringing to the table and you're bringing to the table, we're going to have a bigger table to eat at. You know what I mean? Versus one person bringing to the table and then the other person's like, well, I'm cute. I mean, cuteness can only get you so far.
Cuteness might only last but so long, unless you're me and Lin.
Hell yeah.
It's just
that's eternal, baby. We're just cute. Fucking goddesses.
Cute wear. It's beautiful goddess status over here.
We're goddesses at 21. It's crazy. We've just been goddesses our whole life, baby.
Yes, we do not recommend getting married young, but we did. So
we did, yeah. Because
child bride.
It was so, but you know, I mean, I was of age when I fucked for a Jack Daniels Tower in a haunted house, just so we're out there.
So Michael doesn't have to catch a case. Thank you.
Yes, that is the truth.
And one thing that I will say, and we talked about this a little bit earlier, but I also think of like, I'm definitely not of the mindset that women shouldn't be paying for meals. And I think one of the things that actually caught my man off caught him off guard so much. It was very early on in our dating, like maybe third date or something. We went out to eat afterwards. We're at some vegan spot. So I got up and like went to go to the bathroom and like dropped my credit card with the waiter and was just like, oh, if you can go ahead and take care of the bill and come back to sit down. The waiter gives me the bill and I'm saying, he's like, oh my God, you paid for dinner? I was like, yeah, of course. Like, of course. What do you mean? Like, no big deal. He was so like, I think he was so surprised that I went and like snuck and did it. And then when it came back and it was just like, girl, that was the last meal I ever paid for.
But you know what? Guys
never paid for a meal since.
Yeah, because they like to be caked. Guys like to be caked on too. Like I like to cake Michael with his own money. So I feel like that's definitely like, you like this Rolex? I do too. I'm going to get you this Rolex, baby.
Where's your credit card?
And in a
I'm
way,
going to take care of you.
Yeah. I was like, can I have your American Express to buy you this that you really wanted, but it's from me? I feel like that's what you got to do.
It's the thought that counts. It is the thought that counts.
Absolutely.
So ladies, don't be afraid to trick off on your man. Don't be afraid to compliment your man. Don't be afraid to do the things that you want a guy to do for you, because I feel like guys, they're delicate flowers too sometimes, you know?
Oh yeah, definitely.
They need a little love sometimes too.
Oh yeah, that is so cute. I'm still like reeling about you paying for this date. Like I need to, wow. Okay, ladies, so you heard it here first.
But see, if my card was declined, my ass would have been back to the bathroom like, oh God, it came up again. Excuse me. In the corner
happened?
waiting for that Uber. No. Bitch, please. I'm too financially aware. Sorry, y'all. We're still laughing.
Yes. I love that. Yes. You know what? I think my card got declined one time.
Do tell.
I think it like I don't remember. I think I was trying to like trick out on like a few guys at a bar. Maybe that was karma, but I'm pretty sure my card got declined and I was mortified, but like I was like, no, I'm rich. I promise. Like I just remember these
dudes is in there looking at you like, okay, Jack Daniels Tower.
And it was in college, and I'm pretty sure it was like the shots were like $2, and I was buying like 12 shots. So that tells you. But also in the same time, not to age myself, I was buying like fucking Von Dutch and Ed Hardy shit like every week with my credit
aged
card.
Yourself. But I mean, in college, I feel like that's expected, right?
Yeah, right.
But
it was
after college, like,
yeah,
now we're done.
No, my card has not. God, no. And I just remember making my dad, I was like, can you bring the Mercedes to pick me up this week? Because people think I'm poor. So bring the Mercedes to pick me up from college.
Jesus
I'm going
to,
yeah. It was one of those scenarios for me. So I had to prove my worth to myself. It wasn't really to the guys, but they definitely listened to the pod. So they're probably reeling about that moment. So, hey, fellas, yes.
Hey, guys.
Thanks
for listening. Now, let's say that first date didn't go so well. We're talking next about how to make our way out of the friend zone.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I have no experience being friend zoned.
Never had that, never felt that experience truly.
I don't know how to identify with that because what I want, I get, and what I don't want, I still get.
So I've got some words on this one. So how to get out of the friend zone. I feel like first things first, like stop trying to be bitches' friends. Okay.
Yeah.
I think a lot of folks are fucking up on this one because they're working the wrong angle when it's coming to these relationships. And rather than leading with the BDE or the WPE, you got that?
Wait, WPE? It sounds like an electric company. Is it an electric?
I'm going to leave you with that for a moment. I want you guys to try to figure that one out on your own. Hit me up in the comments, see if you picked that one up. So
Wait, white pussy energy?
No. What did Cardi tell you about?
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Exactly. So with the BDE or the WPE, you're not like approaching it with that energy. And so sometimes you're going out on these relationships and you're just ending up with folks as friends. Now, if you're actually looking for friends and looking to expand on your friend circle, then sure, fine, great. But if you're starting to kick it with somebody and your intentions are not to be friends, but to take something into a romantic angle, don't come at the person that way, right? Like, don't try to come over here and braid my hair and tell me your deepest, darkest secrets and then eventually like try to get into my pants. Like, you're working backwards. I feel like if you want something, you need to let that person know, right? You got to lean in. That's that BDE, that's that WPE pushing through, right? You want to try to get someone to kind of, get interest, get turned on, create some of that mystery. And don't just settle for like trying to be someone's friend. And then maybe one day, eventually, 5 years later, they'll finally look up and see like, it was you the whole time. It wasn't you, bitch. If it was you, it would have been you from jump. Like, quit trying to play Parcheesi with me and try to get in these sheets instead.
But here's my thing with that. I feel like a lot of guys, and I think I want to speak to guys mainly on this one, because I feel like it's mainly guys that are getting friend zoned, wouldn't you say? Like, because they're like sending the good morning, beautiful text, like your hair is like soft corn whispers in the wind. Like, I feel like the nice guys are getting friend zoned.
I think nice guys are definitely going to be getting friend zoned more
Do you know
because,
why?
but that's the friend energy. You're not coming in with that BDE. That's what I'm saying. Like, you're not coming forward with that, like, damn girl. Like, and I'm not trying to make you be someone that you're not, but if you see someone you're attracted and you want that, like, you got to lean into it. Don't be playing all safe. Don't play cool with that. And I feel like, we always hear that phrase, nice guys finish last.
Mhm.
And that's because the guys with BDE are out here like
Finishing first.
they're getting it in. They're leaning in hard, and they're letting you know exactly what they want. And rather than like, they're telling you what you want, right?
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
I like being told what I want.
They're taking charge of the situation, right? In a non-creepy,
Aggressive,
rapey way.
That's true. That's true. Because I feel like that's something guys need to know, is that we want you to tell us what we want.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like, I like being told what to do in a stern manner, but don't cross the line though.
Right.
Don't cross the line and order.
But like, in situations like, if I'm asking my husband, like, oh my God, what should I eat? I'm like, I don't know. What do you want? Like, not to figure it out. That's what I want. I don't want to have to figure it out. So don't put it back on me. If I ask you, that means I'm looking for you to come up with the solution.
Amen to that. Like that's one of the hardest conversations I have, is like, what do you want to eat? I don't fucking know.
That's how marriages, that's how relationships, friendships, all going to fall apart off that question right there.
What do you want? Like, we don't know what we want to eat. Like, stop asking us and just fucking pick. Like, just get me sushi or get me, like,
tell me what we're going to be eating and I'll eat it.
Yeah. Or sometimes I'll be like,
within reason.
Wait, I don't want that. Can we get something else? Okay, then we're back to square one with these guys. So yeah. But how do you, if you could tell a guy, a nice guy, the guy with the 401k, the guy that's, working a 9 to 5, how he can capture a baddie, what would your main thing be? Besides slaying the BD, how could he capture a 10?
I mean, look, you're going to capture a 10 by first, identifying what you want, set your sights on it, and just like go after it. I feel like you have to come in with that confidence. Okay. Don't be pussyfooting around stuff. Like, come direct, come confident. And I feel like really that's where BDE comes from. Like, big dick energy really has nothing to do with the size of your dick, right? It's coming with the energy that you're putting off, right? If we can't figure out what size your dick is by looking at your pants right now, can we tell by the energy that you're giving me right now, the level of confidence and the level of like, don't fuck with me, like I'm trying to, that's what I want to see. So I feel like a guy needs to come with that confidence. And I feel like you can still be a nice guy. Like, girls like it when guys are nice, but we just don't want you to be like too goofy on that niceness, right? Like,
corny,
swag it up a little bit.
Right.
And I mean, like, I love a corny dude, right? But give me a little something more, right?
Wait, you like corny? You would do corny?
Yeah. Oh, I love a corny dude. Yes, because corny dudes make the worlds go round, girl. That's the ones with the 401ks and the assets and the this and the that. And they got EP, honey. They have EP.
See, I like a guy of minimal words. And my main qualification is
you like them to grunt and make eyes at you.
I want a guy that, like, if we're walking in an alley, my old man would be able to literally put them through a wall. Like, that's my requirement. I like someone to.
That's that aggressive caveman. That's that caveman.
I'm attracted
energy.
to that. I'm very much attracted to alpha males, because I'm such an alpha bitch. I want someone who's harboring that same energy as me. I mean, it obviously creates a lot of arguments because you have two alphas, but at the end of the day, only one will reign supreme. And it is I. But I want that commotion. You know what I mean? I don't want everything easily given to me. I like to work for everything I have, because it perpetuates more resilience.
So you kind of crazy. You see?
Yeah.
You a little crazy, huh?
I am. Just a little.
You ain't never gonna hear me admit that on air. I am cool, calm, and collected, like the other side of the pillow.
No, I'm the hot side that you want to flip over, that you keep flipping over. You're like, God, it's so fucking hot. I'm not
Covered
crazy
in
hot side.
sweat.
That's me. That is me. That is me. Yeah, I feel like for that, I think that's a big issue, especially like within like, you know, nowadays, like when you like all my friends are telling me, oh, this guy was so cool, but he was so corny. Like, you know what I mean? That's like the one thing
But
I
what
always
makes
hear.
someone corny though? What do you mean corny?
I think
Are we
they
talking
can
like dad joke corny? I can fuck with a dad joke.
like I'm trying to think, like my friend was saying what was corny to her. Like she went on a date and she was saying basically like how the guy was just kept reiterating, oh, you're so beautiful. You're so beautiful. After a while, that does get
Yeah, chill
corny.
with that shit.
Yeah.
I
It's
don't
a
need
little
you to like
creepy.
praise and worship my ass. We're not at church, right?
Right.
Just yeah.
Just
Like once
pretend
is
I'm at
good.
church.
Once is good.
Right. Right. No, I get that. And then I think that's another thing. It's like all of my friends are so self-sufficient, have great jobs. So they're not looking for that sugar daddy outlet. I think
Mm.
they also want that tough, rough, get over here type of shit.
Grab you by the back of your neck.
Yeah. I don't know. Don't, you know, that's the crazy thing with women. Like we think we want one thing and then we get it. Well, I can't say that for all women. Like I say that for me. Once I get what I want something else. I get bored. I get
And that's
bored.
the thing with like giving it up too soon or any of that kind of stuff. Like you think you want something or you think you know, and you get it and you're
Yeah.
like, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know what that's like. Now I can move on.
Yeah. And I think me being an Aquarius doesn't help because I have a limited time span for anything. Like I'll think one thing, I'm like, oh yeah, I love this. And then the next day I'm like, that was fucking horrible. Like, so I don't know. I think that all depends on what your perception of corny is and what your perception of big dick energy is. I just prefer a person with a huge pen 15 and a good job. They like, you know, they have good shoes.
Simple request.
It's a very simple request. Yeah. Big shoe. Like I said, big shoes. Well, yeah, obviously you have big shoes. If you have a big pen,
I mean,
goes
I don't know about that. That is not proven true.
What? I thought it was hands and feet are a direct correlation to the girth, width, length, height,
Girl,
circumference.
they lied. They
Really?
lied. And they lied. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Oh my God.
I mean, sometimes maybe it makes sense, but no. I've been like unpleasantly surprised more than once. And I'm like, ain't no way.
Oh, with the big feet and big hands.
Yeah.
Oh
And
my
even
God.
height, like even height, super tall.
Really?
And I'm like, what happened? How'd that stop growing? But then I met my husband and then he shut it down. So that's what I got to say about that. Shouts out, shouts out.
Hey, husband, shouting.
But I
Classic.
will say one way for sure to try and move yourself out of the friend zone, send a nude, see what happens.
Now that's how you get out of my friend zone. I'll tell you that right now. If I like what I see, if I see tats, abs, and pen 15 hanging below you, it's on.
So we're talking to you guys about the proper way to send a nude. Now, if you were listening in our first episode, we had a lot to say about nudes and dick pics in general. And today we're going to talk to you guys about some of the etiquette and protocol and what we would recommend, tips, tricks, hacks on how to send a proper nude. Now, Lynn, you accept unsolicited dick pics, yes?
Not anymore, because I don't want them to get cut off by my husband. Yeah, but previously.
This is all previously, okay?
Yes.
We are two married women. These are all previous allegations and accusations.
Previously, allegedly in college, I had a dick album of individuals, some famous.
As you should.
Yeah. Some famous penises, some not famous penises. I don't kiss and tell. However, some of the pens I would receive on my phone were delectable delights. Some of them would go straight into
delectable
junk mail.
Delights. Sounds like a little bitty John. Don't call it a delectable delight.
Well, yeah. I mean, it looked delectably delight.
Sounds like fun size.
Yeah, no, it would. I mean, to be honest, I'm not the type of person that's like, oh, I need a huge pen. Like, if you can get it working properly with correct motion techniques, I'm appeased with that.
Okay.
I'm I'm not a person that will go out and judge you by the size of your penis.
Good for you.
Yeah, I try to be fair.
I might. I'm not gonna lie. I try to be fair, but I'm not always. Life ain't fair. Why do I have to be?
She's
Why
not
must
sharing.
I?
What? So, do you have a minimum size that you used to require?
No, no, it's not a minimum. It's not a minimum size. I have been, surprised in past experiences. But just because it's not a certain size, again, doesn't mean that they can't get the job done. So,
Right.
that's fine.
Right.
But yeah, if you're sending me something, I know that we've given some requirements on this before. If you're sending me something, a little eggplant package, we had talked about proper ways in which to showcase that eggplant as to not get bamboozled,
Right.
as to not get fooled
Yes.
by size, because these camera angles be tricky. Okay. The lighting be tricky, and Photoshop will get you these days.
And
Photoshop.
AIs.
Oh, I didn't know we were AIing dicks out here.
I mean, I would do that if I was a guy. I would AI the shit out of the penis I would send you
And
ladies.
make it a cartoon.
No, it would be like, it would just look like a beautiful, juicy, like, ew, it would be light skin though. What is a light? I've never seen a light skin penis. Now that's weird. I don't know what that would look like.
You lied.
I
You
don't.
fucking lied.
It's either white or it's brown. I've never seen.
I think a light skinned penis would be darker than you think.
Okay. For scientific reasons, I'm gonna have to Google this later.
Oh my God. All right. Good luck with that.
You don't see many light skinned actors in porn. That's why I'm saying that. So it's like, you don't really see many. You think about it, you don't see any.
Mm-mm. Well, one of my number one rules for sending nudes, no faces.
Really?
Yeah. Especially if you're in like the dating phase with someone and you don't know them, no faces. Absolutely not. And like no showcasing of like any demarcations on my body that might give it away, like a telling tattoo or some kind of background. Like no faces. No faces.
So you like that anonymity still in regards
Yeah,
to
for
that?
sure. And like,
Okay.
I'm not expecting like dudes, when you're sending an eggplant in a special delivery, like, please don't try to squeeze your face in there. Like, don't get the full body shot. Like, focus on the area at hand. Okay. Find out if you've got an ass or titty guy on your hands, and, go for those particular body parts, go for those angles. But especially if like we don't go together, and especially if you didn't put nothing on my finger, like, yeah, you're not getting any faces. And even still, like, I could run for president one day.
Yeah.
Of like a social club. So my husband could be president one day.
Classic.
So, you want to keep it cute in these streets. I want plausible deniability. No faces.
There's definitely nudes of me floating around with my face out there. And you guys try to bring that shit back up, I'm gonna sue your ass. So my main rule, I think, for sending nudes is definitely working with what you know is your best attribute. I think that's my main thing. This is male and female. Work with your best attributes. Like that's
right.
You need to accentuate every favorable part of your body. If it's a fucking elbow, you accentuate that elbow. You put some olive oil on there, make it look extra juicy and moist. Like
olive oil.
Like a cake. You want to look at moist, beautiful.
Okay.
Yeah. Oil the body up before you send the picture, because if you have a flash on, it's just going to make you glisten a bit more.
Okay, yeah. Don't be afraid to use the flash or find the proper lighting, right? Front facing light, but try not to get that shadow in there when you're taking the selfie. Like, don't let the phone block the light and create that little rectangle
Oh my God.
shadow
Yeah.
on your body.
Yeah. 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 Or have someone else take the nude for you. Someone that you trust.
A friend indeed. A
Yeah.
friend indeed.
Yes.
One thing I'd love to offer, ain't nothing worse than like a dude sending over some nudes and like his crusty toes done made it into the shot,
Oh
or his
shit.
dirty ass room, or that crusted up sock that's laying in the bed next to him. Perhaps a roach crawling around in the background. And we've
Wait.
all seen dudes trying to post thirst traps, and you're in your bathroom mirror with the toothpaste splatter on the mirror.
That's
Clean your shit up. Go into like have one clean corner in your room, fix up the bed, smooth out the sheets, make the bed, something. But like the aesthetics here, we're not just looking at the dick, we're assessing everything that's happening around in the space as well.
yes.
Ladies, same for you. If the toes aren't done, make sure they're out the shot. Okay.
Mhm.
Make sure them dirty panties, that bra you snapped off as soon as you stepped into your room, like make sure it's all cleaned up, get it up off the floor, make sure your aesthetics are looking cute so they can really enjoy that photo. Don't
Yeah.
distract them. Please, no distractions.
That's the worst part is when there are distractions and you're like, oh my God, he's so cute. He's so perfect. But
Look at
what the
that
fuck is
roach.
that? Yeah. Like, wait, is that a baby in the background? You're really like,
Not a baby, bitch, a baby. Please get your babies out of the room.
Like you told me you and your baby mama, like, you know what I mean? Don't let it be one of those scenarios.
Like, please don't have me calling CPS on your ass.
That's what I mean. Like, I will never forget a dude sent me like a dick pic and I saw like diapers in the background. And I was like, oh my God. Like I could not focus on
You
the
thought you were
tattoo.
interested.
Yeah, like it was tattoos, abs. I only have 3 requirements. Like I said, it's tattoos, abs, and like, you know, that thing. Though no, I'm lying. It's not the thing. It's even those V-cut lines. Those are my 3 requirements.
Those are nice.
Yeah. And this guy had all 3, except there was a Huggies box in the corner, which yeah, he was like, oh, did you like the pic? I was like, what? Who are you? I had no idea who he was at that point.
Huggies, huh?
Yeah.
Not even some Pampers.
No, it was some Huggies in a corner on the top of his hamper. It was really bad.
Yeah, that's tough.
And it turns out he had 3 kids, not 1.
Well, that's why he had that whole case.
Yeah.
It's triplets.
Costco size. And then I think also one I think girls need to do when I see a lot of girls like when they post these pictures like of their butts, you need to stand on your tippy toes. Yes. These girls are not standing on their tippy toes. You need to stand on your tippy
more.
toes.
Wait, I'm like sitting on my tippy toes now. What is this going to do for my booty?
It plumps it 10 times more. So even when you stand on your tippy toes, and I want everyone to try this tonight. Send them to me if you want. When you go into the mirror, you literally look and you turn your back, you know, you like your buns are facing the mirror, but you turn around and then you're on your tippy toes. Make sure that the mirror is cutting off at the thickest part of your thigh. So it looks like you are carrying nothing but juice, a stacked body. I want it to look stacked as if like we're at Mar-a-Lago and we see all those classified documents Trump has. That's how stacked I want it to look. So that's what will happen. If you stand on your tippy toes in the mirror, turn around. And if you have long hair or even if you have short hair, you got to like work the head. So it's like a slow turn, butt to the mirror, tippy toes, and wear a thong. Because thongs accentuate, you know, that hip dip. So thank me later, ladies. Thank me later.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm about to get off this pod. Go stand in front of my mirror and try to work this thing out.
You're welcome. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you, girl. Thank you.
I love this for all of you. So yeah, you guys are going to love it. That's what I think and I learned this actual trick from a female bodybuilder. She actually told me this trick. So she said, like, when you send these pictures, it accentuates certain muscles. when you're standing on your tippy toes because it's going to plump this, like the blood rushes here.
Oh.
And yeah, it's definitely a trick that I'm giving to our girls out there. So even guys, when our gay men's are sending like their little nice little booty shots to show them what they're working with, use this tip too.
Mm.
Feel free to send them to me as well.
Okay, a moment in anatomy with Lynn. Thank you so much for that. Wow.
Anytime.
And with that, guys, we're going on to your favorite segment of the show, Take My Black Card Back. If you are new here, Take My Black Card Back is an opportunity where Lynn and I are getting a little vulnerable with you guys. We're letting you know the things that may be applicable to the Black community, but don't necessarily apply to us. As always, Lynn, you are going to take it away first. What you got for me?
Take my black card back, but my mom is one of my little friends.
Your little friends.
My mom is one of my little friends, real friends. She will literally say, my mom is like my best friend. I will literally talk to her like she is a friend. And yeah, I'm like one of those badass kids in Walmart that's like, Mom, shut the fuck up. Like that's me. Except I don't say the F part. I'm just like, Mom, like, hush it, Mumsy, hush it. I wasn't disciplined as a child, so that's probably why.
This is where your childhood trauma is coming from, is the lack of discipline.
Okay. I had no discipline as a child, yes. No.
Good to know. Good to know. Take my black card back, but I'm turning off that fucking light that is above the stove. That little small ass light bulb that I don't even know how to remove from the stove. And then my husband has the nerve to keep that shit on overnight. I will wake up in the middle of the night, angry as fuck, and march over to that stove and turn that shit off. Because one, I don't know where to find them little ass light bulbs. And two, I don't know how to fucking change that shit. So if it goes out, it's out forever. And I'm turning that shit off. I am turning off the stove light. Period.
Wait. So you're basically turning off a light on the Black community. It's like you're kind of dimming a light on the Underground Railroad.
Oh my God. Can you chill?
You have dimmed a light on freedom. And I would like to highlight that because that light signifies the kitchen is closed. Okay. That's what that light signifies.
Is that what it signifies?
I am sure.
The light's off to me.
It signifies freedom. It signifies safety. It signifies if you're going to go get a slice of pie at 2 a.m., I got you.
Don't.
Wow.
Don't do it over here.
Okay, so she is canceled off of that because once again, I would like to reiterate, she has turned the light off on freedom. That's what that means.
I would just like to remind y'all that her mom is her little friend. Okay. I don't know name one Black person whose mama is their friend. So egregious acts on both of us, but like take hers before mine. Y'all can vote on it, but what you got for number 2?
Okay, this one may possibly get me canceled. Take my Black card back, but I know all the words to Journey's Don't Stop Believin' and Neil Diamond's Sweet Caroline, and I will sing them with my entire chest with everyone at the bar as it closes, and I will be hugging all of the jabronis that are there and singing, she's just a small town girl living in a lonely world. That is the jam of the century. Okay.
To you.
I mean, like, that's the jam. That is
to you in a room full of white people. Yes.
I mean, that is some Black folk. That's
no, that is the jam. I'm saying that is the jam to you in a room full of white people. That is not my jam. I do not know those words besides like you lose me. No, you lose me at Sweet Caroline. After that, like, just stop. And it's one of those things I'm just like, when that shit happens, I'm like, you know what? It's time for me to go. It's time for me to go. It's time for me to get my Black ass out of here because this signifies that this is not a safe place for me. And I've overstayed my welcome. It is time for me to go.
So if you ever see us out, guys, you'll see one of us dipping and one of us on the top of the bar singing the entire song word for word. And now
you're not going to find me there. Yeah, you canceled for sure.
No.
You canceled. Here's my number 2, but I love this. This is, I love this for me. We'll get into it. take my black card back, but I'm actually going to get in the pool, swim, and splash around at a pool party. And bitch, I might even go underwater and get my hair wet if it is a saltwater pool.
Wow.
Okay. I'm getting my Little Mermaid on and I'm going to come up out that water and flip my head back. I'm going to push myself up on the side of the pool.
Are you going to be a part of this world?
And I'm going to proclaim to be a part of your world, honey.
As Prince Eric stands by and watches. See, I do cannonballs, so I can't fault you on this.
Okay. So you are canceled.
No. I just refuse to be canceled. I'm sorry.
You do, like, you know, when I lose, when I really have an L, like I'll take it, but you just refuse.
I'm stubborn as shit because if we get canceled, how are we going to keep giving the people what they want? Think about that. So we are fighting cancellation.
It's just a weekly cancellation because we'll be back.
Even that's a little jarring to me because I'll be like, shit, I really got canceled yesterday, but I'm back. You know what I mean? Okay, so I'll be canceled for the rest of the show. After that, I'm back like fucking like a vampire.
You're back until the next Take My Black Heart Back because
absolutely
you're gonna take yourself out at the knees. I already know.
I feel like no. Don't take my black heart back, please, y'all, please.
All right, now, y'all. She's gonna call her mommy. She's gonna call Mumsy. She's gonna call Mumsy after this and tell her all about it.
I tell Mumsy everything. Mumsy knows everything. Mumsy knows everything about me, and I complain to Mumsy about the things that occur with me on a daily basis. So,
oh gosh, yeah,
Mumsy, I'm not canceled. So there we go.
To your mom, and that's it.
That's all that matters, that I'm not canceled to Mumsy. And as we speak of cancellation, we're going into the favorite part, well, the second favorite part, I would say.
Yeah, this is second favorite.
People like us making fun of ourselves, which is cool, whatever. We're strong-willed women. We can do it.
We can do it. We can handle it.
But today, guess who we canceling?
This is going to be a good one.
Today, we must bid adieu to the dick that I like to call the 6 degrees of separation. If you are unfamiliar with what that term means, it means the idea that all people are 6 or fewer social connections away from each other. The dick I'm referring to is Nick Cannon's, which means out of 6 women you may know, more than likely one has sampled the communal penis. He and Thomas Jefferson are what and what with repopulating the earth. And in a few years' time, later generations will take their 23andMe and they will see that Nick Cannon somewhere is on their family tree. The only difference, though, the only difference between Nick and Thomas, obviously, are Nick's partners are consensual and the age of consent.
All right.
And not in human bondage the way that Tommy's was.
Okay, shouts out for that.
And that's another story for another day, though. That'll be a history lesson for y'all. Nick Cannon is known for many things, though. You know what I mean? Like, he's known for Wild Now, snagging Mariah Carey.
Yeah, he did that. And I can't believe he let that go.
He let it go. You know, but like I said, we know him from Wild Now, which, like, you know, gave 99% of social media influencers and comedians their clout. Sometimes extremely regrettably. I'm sorry, y'all, but some of y'all I have no fucking idea how you got to where you are. Luck of the draw. But his most important contributions to society to date are impregnating anything light-skinned with a pulse. However, there are certain requirements to be his baby's mama, such as a mirror bikini pic with a caption that says vibe, 100,000 followers or more, and basically, you just have to be a light-skinned bitch that takes really good selfies.
He's got one dark-skinned baby mom on there.
1 out of 7? One? Damn. Just one? Damn, Nick, damn.
I tried, Nick. I tried for you. I tried.
Sorry. I mean, obviously, Queen Mariah is exempt from this as she's the only one who was a wife and not a baby's mumsy. So communal, she was the only one. You know,
and at least like she got it, like she did it first, right? Yes. She didn't have to come behind any of this stuff. No. So
she wasn't like
Keep her name out of these streets.
Thank you. Queen Mariah is exempt. But like we were saying, communal canon, as we like to call him, because that's a community penis, is clearly seeking to turn the society into a real life episode of Mixed-ish. And if you guys haven't seen that show, it's just a bunch of Mixed-ish people walking around, living day-to-day trials and tribulations as light-skinned individuals. He is clearly not a firm believer in monogamy, condoms, and birth control. And it was only a matter of time before his name would end up on this chopping block of cancellation. We call upon this cancellation for the simple fact of being a man of status perpetuating the ideology of broken families without a constant father figure within their home. And he's already dressing like Holiday Heart out here with these head wraps, okay? That should be enough. But I also think his children deserve more. You know what I mean? These families deserve more.
Yeah.
And he's a serial procreator. You know what I mean? Like, what are his his children's peers going to think about them? You know what I mean? When they reach that age, like, oh shit, your dad's Nick Cannon. My dad's Nick Cannon too. Like, is it going to be one of those situations? But I can't say, like, I hear he's a phenomenal man. I'm sure he's personally great, but let me not say too much good shit about him and praise him too much, because as a light-skinned woman myself, I feel speaking too much of him, I will be joining you guys next time from the delivery room, because I feel at this point his sperm is more contagious than the alpha COVID strain. So I'm just going to keep my mouth shut, because I feel like his sperm has immaculate conception powers. So I do not want to talk too highly of him, because I think he'll sense it. And then I'll be like, hi guys, welcome back. Am I going to get canceled for this? Hold on, I'm currently in labor. Hold on, Nick, hold on. But I know what you guys are probably thinking, like, why are we just canceling Nick, right? You know, takes two to tango. What about the women that he's procreating with? We should cancel them. And to you, I say, I do not have 11 years time to sit here and analyze all of his baby mothers and tell you what is wrong with them, why we're not canceling them. I don't have that time. We do not have that time. You guys do not have that time, because the environment is dying slowly. So I'm just going to make this brief. We're canceling Nick Cannon. And I would like to say, Nick Cannon, I'm sorry that you're being canceled, but I have now dubbed you Nick, come here and taste this dick Cannon, because I feel like that's what you're going around doing. And people are surprisingly tasting it and ending up pregnant.
Yikes.
With that, you are canceled. I'm sorry. I'm just
saying. I mean, sorry, not sorry. I don't know.
I just feel like he has that platform where he could have impacted so much good. Yeah. And I feel like he's perpetuating, like I said, so many stereotypes that we see in the Black community. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like an absent father. And he says he's not an absent father because he visits them, there's only so many days in the week.
Mm.
What is he talking
about? And I know they're not living in the same city. So that's a lot on that. I will say, and I think the thing that, like, you know, if that's something that you want to do and you want to have these open relationships and women popping up pregnant at the same time, if you're going to be having ghetto twins, have a conversation with the women about it. Like, let them be in on the gag too, right?
Right.
Don't have these women out here shocked, gagged, surprised at another kid, which of course you should not be, but at least have the decency to have the conversation with these women to let them know. Right?
Yeah.
That's where I'm really getting tripped up. If everyone is a consenting adult and willing to be down on the ride for this, if these ladies want to have a meal ticket with Nick Cannon paying child support to them, then, you know, great. But damn, like, can they know when the next one's coming?
Yeah, seriously. But I think he's actually exempt from child support on two of his kids.
I don't know about that. I was hearing about some stuff in regards to that. I'm not 100% sure on that. I'd have to look in some courts, but I'm like, if that was the case, then
what's the point?
A lot of dudes would be out here not paying child. I mean, a lot of dudes are out here not paying child support.
Exactly.
That's another story for another day. I don't even want to.
We'll tackle that later. But yeah, so
God,
you're right.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
Bye, Nick. Sorry. I mean, like I said, don't come looking for us, because we are both light-skinned, very attractive women who do post mirror pics that say bye. So leave us alone, please.
Thank you. And now we are off to clemency. This week, we are granting clemency to the Dallas Mavericks shooting guard with the wet ass jumper. We are talking about Kyrie Irving. Okay.
Oh,
Yes, we are. And with just the mention of his name, you can come up with about 5 different things that he has been canceled for. But if you need some help, let me jog your memory. So, we will start with his flat earth claims, which started bouncing around after a YouTube deep dive back in 2017, which he later went on to apologize for.
Okay.
And I mean, come on.
Rectified, yeah.
Yeah, we've all done it before. I love a good conspiracy theory, but that flat earth shit didn't even make any sense. I definitely watched an episode, and after they fucked up trying to prove their point the second time, I moved on. And I moved on to those people building huts and swimming pools off in the forest. You know what I'm talking about. It's good content. Okay, if you've never seen it, look it up.
Plug the
now. Then there's the COVID fiasco that had him sitting out in the 2021-2022 NBA season. Kyrie sat for 52 games while playing, okay, I got my air quotes going, playing for the Brooklyn Nets.
What?
This stemmed from Kyrie not wanting to take the COVID-19 vaccination, which ultimately led the Nets to have him sit out home and away games. Kyrie's decision to opt out of vaccination cost him around $11.4 million in missed games and had a lot of fans up in their feelings about this. And of course, none of us can forget when the Black Hebrew Israelites showed up in support of Kyrie outside of Brooklyn's Barclays Center. Hundreds of Black men showed up looking like some cues, ready to regulate. Okay. Cue Atomic Dog.
Gold boots, baby.
Now, this stemmed from a post that Kyrie put on his socials with a link of an Amazon documentary, Hebrews to Negroes, Wake Up, Black America. People were up in arms after claiming that this film was anti-Semitic and thus implying that Kyrie, too, was anti-Semitic. Kyrie's support of the film was presumably one of the most egregious acts as it cost him his brand partnership deal with Nike. Kyrie responded by taping up his shoes to cover the Nike logo. Ooh. And I mean, if that's not a mic drop, I don't know what is. So Kyrie kind of dug his heels in with this one, but eventually he ended up apologizing in an Instagram post and just saying that there were certain things that he identified within the film and certain things that he could see why other people may be offended and apologize for offending anyone. So here's the thing. Say what you want about Kyrie, but as controversial as he might be, he's just that good, if not better. He's a great NBA player with a championship ring, and people have a lot to say about him and his decision-making process. But one of the things that I really respect about Kyrie is that he puts his money where his mouth is. Yes. As much money as he lost not playing with the Brooklyn Nets, he didn't let them bully him into getting the vaccination. Okay. And the vaccination that a lot of us, I feel like, ended up regretting getting later on anyway. Right. And even when the threat arose of him losing his brand partnership with Nike, he took it like a slight knock to the chin, taped them shoes up and said, fuck your shoes. Mm-hmm. In my eyes, he can talk shit because he can also back it up. And so for that, Kyrie, we are going to give you your flowers, granting you clemency until your next cancellation, depending on what it is. We might be here to have your back. Welcome back, Kyrie.
Welcome, Kyrie. Yay, clemency. We traded one Black man for another. I'm proud of us.
Let's go.
Yay, us. Yay.
And with that, you guys, it brings us to the end of another episode of Am I Going to Get Canceled for This? So before you leave, make sure you go ahead and like and subscribe. Give us those 5 stars. Make sure that you're subscribing on YouTube. You can also find us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts as well. And as always, do not forget to find us on our socials _ Am I Going to Get Canceled for This? We want to hear from you guys. Let us know why you think you should be canceled, or if you actually have anyone in your zeitgeist, in your world, that should be canceled, or maybe there's a celebrity who you really want to stick it to. Anyone you want to give clemency to, let us know. We'll help you out with that too. As always, you can hit us up in our DMs. I'm not going to say what we're looking for in our DMs, but you can most certainly surprise us with something. Thanks so much for joining us, guys, and we will be back soon.
Bye.
Bye.